AF Series Combine Toolbox menu. If we hit our Tiles or Toolbox button, one left of the silo, it takes us into this page. So first thing we're going to look at is the Combine Toolbox. So in here, if we start at the top, we start off with general settings. So has our serial number of our combine and field prediction installed and our Case IH combine brand. If we go into drive, we have menus in here for each drive feature. So speed limit forward, speed limit field, speed limit reverse. We also have feed rate, which is blank, axles blank, steering axle blank, hydrostat standard efficiency, or traction effort. So we'll leave that in standard. Speed range. We also have this button in a smaller form on one of our run screens, but this is a spot where we can adjust our speed range for our low-high button on the right-hand console, and it can be set differently for road gear versus field gear, or number one. So you can set what speeds you want in there. Feeder tab. Auto feeder max vehicle speed, auto feeder min vehicle speed. Don't usually play with the auto feeder a lot because feeder speed is fixed with a MacDon Draper header. We can see our feeder driveline capacity is standard lift, top shaft type, normal or slow. It's set to normal. And lift cylinder diameter, the size of our lift cylinders. They have a larger option, which is only really needed on maybe 61 foots and very big chopping corn heads. The bulk of our units will be the 95 mil or the medium lift option. Threshing, rotor deslug, auto gear shift enabled. Concave type, bar and wire, large wire, or round bar. Our combines are ordered with bar and wire. Rock trap type, auto or manual. So that's we can't change that. This combine was ordered with the auto stone trap dump, which by auto, it just means we start a procedure in the cab, we dump it from the cab rather than going outside and getting a face full of dirt because we forget to check which way the wind's coming from. Cleaning system, we can just select what size of sieves we have. Should always be 1 1/8, closed slat, grain louvers. Side shake automation should be enabled. Everything else is kind of a preset, don't have to play with. Grain handling, so standard speed drive on the elevator, folding tube enabled, pivoting spout enabled, spout operating set point, so when you engage the auger where it drops to. We do have a limited swing mode. I believe that prevents it from going all the way forward. Might keep it a little lower, but I have to do some reading on that one. Grain cam is installed. Grass shaker not installed. When we move into residue, remote adjust chopper knives. So, well, let's start at the top here. This particular combine is ordered with remote hood mounted chopper. Spreader type is fixed, so that's set for your type of spreaders you have on there. Spreader mode is set to intermediate. Again, these are factory options, non-changeable. When we get into what we can change, heading based spreading. If you have spreader automation, you're not going to use that. You're going to use the radar spread automation as installed. So this one will change the presets based on what heading you go. So if you change directions and the wind's the opposite side, it'll change it. Radar spread automation will do that automatically without you having to originally set anything up. Target spread width. We also set this on our run screens, but this is where you set what target you want, how far you want it to spread. Edge offset, how far away you want it from standing crop. Chopper counter knife, remote adjust. Some combines will be manual adjust depending on how they are ordered. Counter knife auto clean enabled. So if you have the remote adjust, I believe when you cycle your separator, or every so often it cycles those knives to keep them from jamming up and building up with material. Spreader frame is remote adjust, swath door remote adjust, bypass door, remote adjust, chopper load module installed, chopper camera not installed, that's a future option, magna cut and magna chop is showing as not installed. So these are different chopper options depending on how the combine was ordered. Engine tab. So this combine revs out wide open at 1900. I think I liked last year the RPM max harvest, or the harvest alarm to come on, or the engine alarm to come on at 1750. So that we could load it a little bit before it beeped. 1800's a little bit close. I'd rather listen to the engine rather than listen to a beeper. Service mode shows us our engine hours and threshing hours. It shows that we're 5 of 50-hour service. And when we hit the drop down, it says refer to the ops manual for what this service is. We can disable this alarm so it doesn't come up, or we can say service done and reset the clock. So that's for each of the hour intervals, but you have to go to the book to find out what needs to be done in there. Light control. So if we hit the plus button on work light control. So we have multiple lights on our combines, and we have 2 memories. And on the right hand console, there's a light switch with a light 1 and light 2. That would refer to these memory positions. So we can go in and tell it which lights we want for certain functions and press and hold to save memory 1, memory 2. So we can have memory 1 for road lights and memory 2 for field lights, kind of thing. So you can customize those how you want. Service light, you can turn the service lights on from in here, or you can use the remote keypad at the back of the combine. Nighttime backlighting, backlight brightness, and LED controls. So that would be your switches and stuff like that. Lighting configuration, so grain tank beacon logic enabled, very short, so we can set different timing intervals on for how long the lights stay on when it gets a grain tank notification of 3/4 full or full. Premium light kit is installed. Independent center roof work light is enabled. Header work lights installed or not installed. So depending on how your MacDon FD2 was ordered, it may have lights on the back shining behind the header for aftercut lights. You could turn those on here. If you turn this on and you don't have those lights, you get an error code saying that those lights are disconnected. Next tab down is our heating, air conditioning. So we can set it to auto mode, AC on. We set our temperature and let it run, and it will control that. So that is our main combine menu.